Hey everyone, hope everyone is doing well and welcome to another video. If anyone is interested, I did do a longer type podcast on my last episode talking about various things such as my trip home for Thanksgiving, an update about school, as well as the gym down in Florida and my training for the next block of it. So I won't cover too much of that in this week's video, but I will talk about the training that went on during this week. So finally, this program let up on the volume, which is very nice. The intensity went down throughout the week as well as the volume. So by the end of the week, it was very, very light. On Saturday, today, is when I had to do my max effort or max out on the snatch and the clean jerk. And I'll talk about today for the most part because the rest of the week was pretty straightforward. Monday was the heaviest day, and it wasn't really that heavy. And the rest of the week, like I said, just got progressively lighter and less intense as the week went on to prepare myself for the day today. The snatches started out pretty well. I've been dealing with a little bit of a shoulder ache that's been going on this week, and that definitely came to fruition on the snatches. I didn't have any misses going up to 230 pounds, but then with 240, I missed that, and I missed it behind, which isn't good, obviously, because I missed it, but missing it behind is definitely better than missing it in front, because it meant I did it correctly, but just missed it behind. Then went up to 251, threw on my change plates, and missed that. Missed it also behind, which again isn't bad, but isn't ideal. Obviously, I would have liked to made it. Dropped down to 245, and the first time I attempted that, my left arm bent, like where my elbow is, so that just went down. I caught it in a good spot. My left arm just didn't cooperate. Then the second time I tried it, so I tried 245 twice. My left shoulder, or my elbow didn't bend, but my left shoulder shifted, causing the weight in the bar to go towards the left and made me fail it because I'm not going to try to fight that up with that much weight on the bar. Then dropped down to, I think I accidentally made it because I used my change plates today. I made it 241.5, essentially 242 or 110 kilograms, and I was able to finally get that. So that was my best snatch I was able to hit on that day. Didn't have any, elbow bend or anything like that. So it was a positive rep. I just wish I would have got it on the first rep, but I think it's really down to my shoulder just being kind of achy and creating that inconsistencies. I think either way, I should have been able to hit the 240 if I just would have did the rep a little bit better and just caught a little bit stronger. But, it just gives me more information to how to better adjust the training cycle for the next one. Then went on the clean jerks. Didn't have any misses going up to 305 pounds, and then I missed with 320 with the clean. I then was going to try a 335 clean, but I just chickened out and didn't try to go under it. So I don't know what that was about, but I just didn't feel like I had enough on it, which of course I did because I pulled the crap out of the bar. The only issue I have with cleans is perhaps squatting it up, but 320. Once I did the clean, I just didn't have enough to do the jerk, and again, it just gives me more information to program or to adjust the program for the next cycle through to make those adjustments to the different things that I do and add different accessories in there to help create that benefit, the maximum benefit to what I'm doing on there. So after I did that, I was supposed to do snatch pulls and front squats, and they weren't heavy. They were just the regular reps that I had done a million times before. So I decided not to do those because I just really didn't feel like doing them, and it was the end of the program, so I just wanted to do a couple other things like deadlifts. So I did those first. I worked up to just a heavy single until it felt like a big grind, and that was 585, which I was really excited about that I was able to hit. I made a jump from 535 to 585, and it went well. I was very pleasantly surprised, like I said, that I still had the strength in my back that I had previously with doing a bunch of sub-maximal work, very sub-maximal. I mean, the heaviest I pulled on this program was 305. So to be able to get anywhere near what my 1 rep max is, I'm very happy with that. And I believe I mentioned in last week's video some of the adjustments I'm going to make to pull more often in terms of deadlifts with the next program. But the next program is going to start on Monday. I'm waiting to see what the app says on Monday to see if it gives me a deload type week or if it just says what's the next cycle of training. And then I'll have to figure that out. I have to look to see a date to get a specific time for when I'm going to compete. But I'll briefly talk about some of the adjustments that I want to make with the programming to accessorize. I mentioned the last couple of videos that I want to make it a 5-day a week and add some deadlift stuff on that last day. I want to also add some things like snatch balances and perhaps things like push press on that day as well to get additional shoulder work, as well as just isolated shoulder work such as rear delt flies and lateral raises and single arm presses and things like that. Probably won't add too much squatting on that extra day. I may do something. It may be something like with the clean to just do a front squat of some sort. And that's the other adjustment I do want to make. So that 6th day, just a lot of accessory work and shoulder work on that day to really give myself some extra work. Perhaps some jerk work as well with that. Other adjustment I do want to make is to back squat less frequently and to substitute those for front squats. So in order for me to substitute those, I would take the percentages that it would give me for the back squats and just make them with front squats. I think that's going to benefit me a lot more to hammer those out, because my quads are obviously the weak point of my squat. My back, as evidenced by today doing a 585 deadlift, is not the weak point, so I'm not as concerned with hammering away my back squat, although I don't want to just eliminate it entirely. So I may make it, if I'm squatting 4 days a week, I may make it to where I am front squatting 4, back squat 2, or front squat 5, back squat 1. I have to see about how that's how I want to adjust that. Outside of that, I know I mentioned this on the podcast, or maybe I didn't, I don't know. But I did move my squat rack and stuff inside the house into the kitchen, so I'm able to do squats and stuff in there. So I may do some of that stuff in the morning, where I do my squats in the morning and then do the rest of my stuff in the evening with that. If I do anything in the morning, it won't be a everyday type thing. It might be 1 or 2 days a week, just to split up the volume a little bit and to help the recovery amount of time. So I'm not working out the full length of the time. I'm able to split stuff up, because obviously that's what a lot of people at a high level do. They split up their training a lot, and that's something that I would like to do. So overall, I'm very happy with the 12-week program. Even though I didn't get a PR with my snatch or clean and jerk, I just feel a lot more consistent with it. I don't feel as consistent with my jerk as I do with my snatch, and I think that's just because I didn't do it as much as a snatch. I snatched pretty much every day on the program. There was a couple days where you didn't, but you just snatched so much that I just felt really confident with the movement. And the fact that I was able to miss 240 behind and then miss 251 behind and feel pretty confident about it. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, this felt really heavy. It felt really manageable. So I definitely have gotten stronger with the program. I just have to accessorize the program in a better way to help benefit my weaknesses, which are obviously my shoulders and quads. But I just need to do more of that shoulder work, because it's going to be the limiting factor on my snatches if I'm having imbalance in my left shoulder or something like that. So I'm going to make those adjustments. I'm going to stick with the program for another block of time. And like I said, just make those adjustments to it, since it's really me. I can do whatever I want with the program, and just help benefit myself as much as possible, because I wanted to run it as closely to the program as I could and see how it benefited me. And I will say overall, my snatch improved. Cleans felt pretty good. My power cleans definitely got better. But my jerk didn't really improve as far as my comfortableness with the technique, nor my just technique in general. But those are adjustments that I can make with the programming, and just add that stuff in. Because when you're doing sub-maximal work, it's pretty easy for me to add that in. The problem is that I'll try to go too heavy with stuff, and then it will kind of knock me up the next day. But as long as I'm smart about that, then I should be able to maximize the benefit of being on a program while still attacking the accessories parts that I need to work on with that. That all could change with the next block of training if somehow they have all that programmed in. But I have a feeling that they won't, and I'll need to add that in. But that's definitely a step forward for me in general with the programming, to have a general skeleton and be able to just dab some things in that are going to benefit me as far as getting all that stuff improved, my shoulder strength and quad strength and whatnot. With that being said, 12 weeks are over. Monday will start the next day. I'll probably lift tomorrow because I'm insane. I don't actually feel too bad from today's workout, which is really nice. I don't feel too beat up or anything. It could be because I took some ibuprofen before I went to go lift. So I may have kind of nullified some of that. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, I guess, because I haven't deadlifted that heavy in a while, and I'm sure my back will be pretty sore. Although I'm not really very tired right now, which is kind of nice. Also took extra caffeine pills, so maybe it's a combination of things. Maybe I'll wake up tomorrow feeling wrecked. So I guess we'll find out. But either way, I'll talk to you all in the next one. Hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and have a great one. Peace.